Hey team, Coach Jake here, and today just a quick little video on caffeine, okay, and how it affects your fat loss goals. So every week when I sit down with our new members on a Saturday morning to go through nutrition induction and goal setting and all that, inevitably there's one, two, or more people that are having 5, 6, 7, 8 or more coffees / teas a day, or they're on some kind of energy drink addiction with caffeine. So I wanted to touch on this one in case you're one of those people, and let you know kind of why that's not great, and secondly, what we can do about it. Okay, so there's 3 real reasons why too much caffeine is going to affect your fat loss goals. The basis of it is a stress hormone called cortisol. Okay, so when you consume caffeine, it forces our body, it triggers our body to release cortisol, which is a stress hormone, which makes us feel more alert. Okay, so in nature, when you're stressed, there's a lion over there, you need to be alert, you need to be ready to go at a second's notice. All right, so that's the role of cortisol. Now, the problem is 2 things. A, when cortisol is high, fat burning is low. And B, cortisol is not meant to stay high forever, okay, or for long periods of time. So it's supposed to kind of spike up, do its job, and then go away. However, in modern day society, we've got stresses coming at us all the time. And on top of, you're drinking these caffeinated drinks super regularly, that's keeping our cortisol really, really high, which is going to make us feel shitty. It's going to make us age quicker. And it's going to make it really difficult for us to burn body fat. Okay, so that's the first thing. So too much caffeine, basically, it's going to be spiking our cortisol too much to make it easy for us to burn fat. Now, everybody has different sensitivities to caffeine, like anything. So that means some people can get away with a little bit more. Some people need to have less. But as a general rule, people try to convince themselves that they're one of those people that can have heaps and not get affected and blah, blah, blah. So just be wary of that, okay? So the second thing that it really affects our fat loss, or the second way it affects our fat loss, is through sleep, okay? Now, sleep is really, really important for many different reasons, but one of those is for resetting our hormones, okay? So basically, throughout the night, our body should be resting, repairing, etc. And to do that, we need to get into a deep sleep. And caffeine will prevent us from getting that deep sleep. It'll keep us shallow. So I hear all the time people say something like, I can have a coffee and go straight to sleep, so it doesn't affect me. But it's very likely that it is affecting you. You're still falling asleep through habit, okay, and probably because you're so addicted to coffee. But it's stopping you from getting a deep sleep, a deep restorative sleep, and it's keeping you shallow. Okay, so it's really, really important. Now, caffeine has an 8-hour half-life. So that means, really simply, if you wanted to go to bed at 10 and you had a coffee at 2 p.m., then 8 hours later at 10 p.m. when you go into bed, there's still half of that caffeine in your system. So it's still going to be affecting you. So the sleep rule is 8 hours before bed, all right? No more caffeine. Okay, 8 hours before bed, no more caffeine. Doesn't matter if it's some coffee, tea, energy drink, some supposedly healthy energy drink, or a big one is pre-workouts, guys, because a lot of these pre-workouts will have 3 or 4 coffees worth of caffeine in them. That's why they make you feel like Superman. But what they're actually doing is jacking your adrenal glands, causing long-term damage, stopping you from getting a good sleep. Usually they're doing more harm than good, especially if they're taken in the evenings, and especially if you're having them on top of other things, okay? So most pre-workouts are rubbish, pretty simply, okay? Now, the third big effect that it will have on your fat loss is in your gut health, okay? So caffeine is really harsh on the gut, okay? Now, particularly with what most people do is when they wake up early in the morning, and they've got a headache and they're tired and blah, 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 and they have a coffee straight away first thing. So that's about the worst thing you can do for your gut health. Now, if your gut health is compromised, then you're not going to be absorbing your nutrients properly. Your body's going to be under stress. You're not going to recover well. It has a huge cascading effect. Plus, mentally, you're going to feel pretty terrible as well. Most of our happy hormones are produced in our gut. So a healthy gut equals a healthy mind. Okay, so it's really important. So the rule is, and I know how easy it is to fall into that trap of waking up early. I've done it recently and had to just get myself back out of it again, and having that coffee first thing. The rule is eat first. Okay, so you've got to eat. Okay, so for example, in my life, my habit is eat something, come to work, and then have a coffee. Okay, as opposed to wake up, coffee, then you don't really feel like eating, right? Because cortisol spikes up, and part of that stress response is your body doesn't want to be hungry if there's danger. Okay, so if cortisol's high, it suppresses our appetite, so you end up generally not eating properly as well. Then you get to the afternoon, you're starving, you eat crap, blah blah blah. Okay, so we've got to understand cortisol. Okay, we've got to understand our sleep, and we've got to understand our gut health. But all that boils down to is reducing our caffeine intake for most people. Okay, so for 99% of people that I see, we can get great results with 2 or 3 coffees a day, or caffeine, similar amounts of caffeine as per coffee. And by the way, if you're having a double shot of coffee, that's 2, not 1. All right, just not how many cups you have, it's how much caffeine you have. All right, so we can get great results with 2 or 3 coffees a day, standard coffees. Usually when you go more than that, it's having a flow-on effect to your general health and well-being, and it's just generally not a good idea, guys. So try and reduce it. All right, so we don't try, do it. It's very doable. We can all manage that. So drink more water, drink less coffee, and the other killer with coffee is what you put in it. So if you're putting a little bit of milk, a little bit of sugar, etc., those things really add up when you're having it so regularly. So be mindful of that. Post in the comments if any questions or anything you've got to change. But I hope that was helpful, guys. Have a great day, and see you soon. Bye bye.